Ah, I think I'm live. We got it to work. Hey, y'all. Thanks for being patient. Although I know many of you were not patient, but thank you anyways for patiently waiting for 7 extra minutes. For some reason, my computer wasn't allowing me to get on, so I had to steal Adam's laptop and jump on. Because I have one of those iMac minis, and that one never has enough memory or space, so I just even bypass my own laptop and use Adam's way better one. But anyways, thanks for being here. Here we are. We're just 7 minutes late, so I appreciate it. I know my girls, Meredith and Alexa, were helping you guys to calm you down, let you know that I was here, and here I am. So for those of you that don't know me, I think most of you do, but I know I've invited a lot of people from other teams to join us. There's 250 of you registered. And just to start off, I'm just going to say this, the call will be available, the recording will be available till midnight on Sunday night, midnight Eastern time on Sunday night. I think it's Eastern. But I extended, I think it's available for like 78 hours or something like that because it's a weird time. It's a Thursday. I wanted to give you guys all weekend to make sure that you could watch it. But I expire these calls because they are live working calls, and we're gonna be together for 3 hours tonight. This is a workshop, and so I teach and then I give you time to implement and to do and to take the action. So that's really important, and I think it's really fun. Fun way to do things. Even though it takes a lot of time now, I promise that investment will pay you back, 100-fold in the future if you invest the time now to create it. So I appreciate you taking time away from your families to spend the evening with me. Believe me, there are a lot of other things that I need to do. My to-do list just continues to grow and grow and grow and grow. Adam and I just bought a house, our first house in 4 years since we moved to Wisconsin. We've been renting, and it's an amazing piece of property. We get to see the water where Sturgeon Bay opens up to Green Bay. It's gorgeous, but it's a total fixer-upper. And you know how that stuff goes. You start one thing and then you're opening up a can of worms, and the project is just endless at this point. Seems like it's never ending. So I had to leave Adam early today to be here. So I'm just as busy as you are. Like, things are nutty right now, like just nuts. But this is why systems are so important, because I have my systems in place, and because I have, like efficiencies with my systems and how I do things and processes set in place, I can be busy and still get the same things done. I can still be efficient because I've got things set up in place. So you guys, over on the right side, I'm sure you've seen already, but there's a chat box. So please jump on the chat box and say hello. Please tell me, what team you're on. I'd love to know what team you're on. If you're on Team Triceps, if you're on Team Takeover, if you're on Team Fire Away, maybe you're on Team Dynamite, maybe you're on Team Fit Revolution, maybe you're on Team Empower, maybe you're on Team Iron Edge. I don't know. Tell me, what team are you on? I want to know. Team Inspiration, Team Fit Revolution, Team Takeover, Team LYLS. Don't know what team that, oh, Let Your Light Shine, yes. Team Fire Away, Team Iron Edge, Team Empower, Team Live Your Dream. I haven't heard of that team. I love it. Welcome, you guys. Thanks for being on. Team Kryptonite. Ooh, whose team is that? Team Iron Edge, Team Takeover, Team Triceps, Team Empower. Oh my gosh, Team Takeover. The baby team, the hot squad. I love it. I love it. What's up, Anna? Oh my gosh, you guys, craziness. So thanks for being on. And like I said, systems are really in place for us to be efficient in our business and to work smarter, especially when times get crazy, because who doesn't have a time in their life when things just get crazy? Like, things just get nuts, right? Pearl, honey, you have to leave me alone. I know you want to say hi. Okay, you can say hi for just a second, but then you got to go. You got to go play with your brother. Go. You got to leave me alone. I'm gonna have to lock her out, but then she's gonna tear up the bed. See, and Adam's not home. He's working on the house, and I got these 2 crazy dogs to take care of. So, and I gotta cook dinner after this. Y'all, it's crazy. So I'm gonna be fitting in my power hour. I'll be doing my power hour when I give you guys time to work. So that's how I'm fitting it in today. So we just gotta make it work, right? But systems is really to help you stay on track when life gets busy. But you know, you've got to have an open mind. You've definitely got to be flexible. And I think the key thing here is many of us like to make these plans and make these systems and get this all set up. But here's the thing that really truly matters is that you go and you do it, right? So you have to go and you have to do it. You have to implement it. You have to create a habit. Like you've got to make your system and stick to it as best as possible for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. You know, that whole thing about 21 days creates a habit, I think that's bullshit. It takes years to create a habit where it's just your lifestyle. So you've got to dig in and do the work and get up early and do all this stuff over and over and over and over and over again, and it becomes your lifestyle, right? It's just like on your health journey when you start to learn to eat better. Like, how many of you guys eat better now than you ever have? Hopefully all of you. And how many of you could even ever go back to eating the way you used to? None of you, because you've created new habits, but it's taken a long time. And you know, I've been on my journey for almost 5 years, and it's taken me every day of 5 years to create the habits that I have now. You know, I crave whole foods. That's just what I eat. And I just don't go grab food anywhere. Like, I've got to prepare. I've got to know where my options are. I've got to know where I can get food. Like when we're remodeling this house, it's stocked with food because Adam and I are hungry people. And we like to eat good food. We don't want to just be like, ah, shit, we have no food. We got to order a pizza. Not like you can really do that in our town anyways, because it's so small, but we just don't want to be, we just don't do that anymore. Like, we're not even tempted to do that. That's just not what we do. You know what I'm saying? So it's about creating the habits. It's about putting it into motion. So we're going to do the first part of putting into motion. You're not just going to learn from me. You're going to make the plan. But even taking that one step further is you've got to do the plan. You've got to actually do it. Okay? Can you all promise me in the chat box, I, Amanda Tweed, will do this. I, Amber Griffin, will do this. Will follow my systems. I, Meredith Gersten, will follow my systems. I, Alexa Luckenbach, will follow my systems. Can I hear that from all of you? You guys are just the first ones on the chat. I want to hear that before I move on, because I want to know that you guys are going to do this. Okay? You got to stick to it. So routine is hard. There we go. I love it, guys. Oh man, we got all sorts of you commenting. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So if you're listening to the recording, you don't get to see all the awesome comments, but that's okay. You can just see them. Just imagine them all flowing down. It's awesome. It's like a waterfall. Okay, so routine is hard. You guys know that. I don't know if you're like me, but I fight routine tooth and nail. I don't know why, but I fight it. I'm like, oh, I got all day. I got all sorts of time. I fight routine. I fight it, fight it, fight it. But I do my best and I feel my best and I feel confident and I feel good when I stick to a routine, when I'm checking things off, when I'm crossing things off my list, when I'm getting my power hour done, when I'm having conversations, I feel good. So just remember that feeling. It's just like your workout, like we fight it, but then afterwards we never regret it, right? So get through that fight. You gotta push through that fight because it feels really good when you stick to the schedule and stick to the system. So how many of you out there are working to live life by design, right? You are working hard so that you can be a full-time Beachbody coach. You can live your life by design. You can create it, right? How many of you? Probably a lot of you have seen many successful coaches do this full time, get to travel, do all these incredible things, have freedom in their schedule. Well, here's the real truth. Here's the real truth is that, traveling's great, but when you travel, it's really, really, really hard to stick to your schedule and to stick to building your business, because building your business takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of routine, and it takes a lot of systems. So life by design doesn't mean that you get all this time freedom to go travel. Life by design means that you're picking when you work. You pick the hours that you put in the time, and then you pick the hours that you go play, but you've got to get the work in. That's what life by design looks like. It doesn't look like, oh, my boss tells me I've got to be at a job from 8 to 5. It looks like, hey, I'm a morning person, so I'm getting my butt out of bed, and I'm going to work from 5 in the morning till 10 in the morning. I'm going to work my 5 hours. That's what I need to work my Beachbody business, and then I'm done, right? You got to figure out how that looks for you, but that is what life by design is. Life by design is not just, you know, going out there and just living the good life and not working. You still have to work. And I think that that's a misconception, because so many of us do travel and do all this great stuff, but you don't always see what's happening behind the scenes, okay? So I will tell you this, that in the first 3.5 years of building my business, I never went on a personal trip. The only trips that I went on were Beachbody trips. I sacrificed so many personal things to build this business. Sitting right here at this desk, working away, building my systems, building my routine, building my habits, talking to people, doing all the vital behaviors, okay? Cool. So life by design doesn't mean to sleep in all morning or to stay up all night. It means sacrifices. It means making sacrifices to keep that kind of life. I'm just reading my notes. Yeah. Perfect. So Josh Coates always says it too. Our biggest strength is also our biggest weakness. So our strength of living life by design can also be our weakness. So don't let that bring you down. Don't let that allow you to slip. Okay. Okay. What else? What else do I got here? So your business is a hobby if you treat it like one. Your business is a business if you treat it like one. So let me ask you guys a question. What would you do, or what would $1,000 extra per month do for your family? You don't have to type it in the chat box, but just take a second, take 1 minute to just close your eyes and just visualize how $1,000 per month can change your family. Just close your eyes and just think about it for a second. Now think about what $2,000 per month extra can do for your family. School loans, wedding, debt. Just make things easier, right? I know one time I asked one of my coaches, Janelle, that question, and it got her really emotional, because it meant that her husband didn't have to work his part-time job. He's going to school for his master's or PhD, and it's really hard on the family and him to be working while also doing that. Fertility treatment, debt, pay my mortgage, buy a house, pay off my car, lower my stress level, saving for a baby. Yeah. So you guys, if you want this business to work, you've got to treat it like a business. And this business can bring you incredibly, just extreme financial gain. You know, it can reward you, but Beachbody, of course, doesn't guarantee any of that, because it takes hard work, and it takes a lot of sacrifice, and it takes a lot of dedication to what you're doing. And it will pay off. Sometimes it pays off in a couple years. Sometimes it pays off in 4 years. It just really depends. It just really depends on where your business is going, who you sign up, who's working the business, who you're attracting, you know, how much you're working, how much time you're investing in the business. All of that matters, okay? So there's no timeline here. This is not a race. It's just about staying consistent over the long haul. I had a talk with one of my coaches who is in the Army, and she will be hitting her 20-year mark in 4 years, and she wants to retire from the Army in 4 years and do Beachbody full time. And we were talking, and I'm like, you know, she's like, I'm ready to get back into it. I've been kind of slacking the last 6 to 8 months, and I'm ready to give it my all. And I said, well, that's good, because if you want Beachbody to be your full-time income in 4 years, you need every bit of 4 years working at part-time. You need every bit of 4 years working at part-time to build it up. So you've got to have the systems. You've got to have the systems, okay? Oh, Rachel says, petitioning my parents to the US. That is awesome. Cool. Okay, so think about it like this. For those of you that saw my video on Team Triceps about you're fired, think about your job. Your job has systems. There's processes that everything that you complete at your job that you go through. It's like a process. You've been trained on certain things. Most jobs are like that. And if they're not, you personally create a system for it. You create a process for it. So why is this any different, right? Why is this any different? You've got to think of this as your job. Whether it's your second job or your first job or whatever, it's your job, it's your business, it's your career, it's where you want to be in a certain amount of years. So you've got to look at it like that, and you've got to treat it like that, okay? So here we go. First thing that we're gonna do, first thing that I want you to do is I want you to pull out your calendar. Whether you use Google Calendar, I highly recommend Google Calendar, I love it. Pull out your Google Calendar or your paper calendar if that's what you use. And I want you to block off time every single day, or 4 to 5 days a week on your calendar for Beachbody time. And I want you to be realistic about it. This weekend I was in Toledo for Super Saturday, and we were talking at Angie's house. There was a group of nurses, and they work 312s. And maybe realistically, doing Beachbody work on your 12-hour work days just isn't possible. It's not feasible. You're exhausted, and you come home and you have other things to do, like cook and take care of the kids in the house. Maybe it's not feasible to work your Beachbody business on those days. So you've got to have a plan for the other days, right? So I want you to think about, when am I going to fit my Beachbody time in? So take 5 minutes, 6 minutes. Let's take 6 minutes to get your calendar out and take chunks of time aside for your Beachbody time. And I want you to write on a piece of paper, and I want you to say, Monday, here's my time. Tuesday, here's my time. Wednesday, here's my time. And so on and so on. Go. And if you already have this, then just rewrite it on a piece of paper, okay? Okay, cool. Do we get that? Do we get that good? Do we get that in? So everybody should know what times they are working their Beachbody business, Monday through Sunday. So here's the deal, guys. I don't know when you're going to be working your business. I don't know how much time you have. So you've got to map that out for yourself. So when I give you working time, I'm just going to shut down so that I can also work too, because I've got a million gajillion things to do. And I'm looking through my notes, and I've done this workshop before, and I can't find very specific notes that I'm looking for. So this may be slightly different than what I've talked about in the past, but I'm going to try and remember exactly what I said. But now, okay, here's the thing. For those of you that have a team, for those of you that, okay, before I do this, I want you to add up all your hours. So take the total amount of your hours. So Monday you have 2 hours, Tuesday you have 1, whatever. Add up your weekly hours, and I want you to write weekly hours equals, okay? So I'm just going to use an example of 14 hours because that's 2 hours a day. So now if you have a team, if you have people that are building the business, not discount coaches, but if you have a team where people are building a business, I want you to take those hours, and I want you to take the 14 hours times 80%. So when you do that in your calculator, it's times 0.8. So take your number of hours times 0.8. That's 80% of your Beachbody time. That's 11.2 hours. Okay, guys, this is only if you have a team. Now, take 14 hours, your hours times 0.2, that's 20%, and that's 2.8 hours. So what we're going to just say on this is we're going to say 11.5 hours and 2.5 hours. Okay? So Cassie, I can't answer that because I don't know how much time you have. Like, you've got to figure that out for yourself. Like, how much time do you have? How much time do you need to put into your business? And I think after you do this and you try it for a couple weeks, you're going to know if it's too much or not enough. So now that you have it split into 80% and 20%, the 80%, that's how much time you spend on your business, on you talking to new people, on you working with your challengers, on your business, right? So that is basically your inviting. That is like all inviting. So in this Beachbody time, guys, I just want to make this really clear. I am not including working out and personal development. Those two things should be other than this, and I should have said that at the beginning. So if you need to kind of readjust, go ahead, but this is strictly really for the inviting vital behavior, like how we're going to invite, like the time invested in inviting. Okay, so if I'm using the example of 14 hours a week, 80% of my time is 11.5 hours. 20% of my time is 2.5 hours. So 11.5 hours of my time should be spent on the inviting vital behavior. If you have a team, 2.5% should be spent on the on your team. Should be spent on like your team page, on team calls, on creating training for your team. So let's just review that. If you have a team and you're only spending 2.5 hours with them, that means that it needs to be very, very efficient time with your team. And I really don't recommend you doing team calls until you're a 2-star diamond, until you're really doing this full time where you have the time. Get your people on your uplines team calls. Get your people plugged into your uplines trainings. Okay, I know some people say when you're diamond, go, and I've tried that. It doesn't work because then diamonds go and they spend 80% of their time managing their team when most of their team is discount coaches anyways, and only 20% still building, and then they lose their diamond and they're not spending enough time inviting. So I'm making this very clear. If you have a team, 80% of your time must be spent on inviting. Do we understand that? So that's what we're going to focus on today, the 80%. If you don't have a team, we're focusing on 100% of the time that you have. Okay? Yes, Alexa, I'm 6-star and I still lean on upline for majority of calls and trainings. Yes, exactly. Okay, so we're gonna focus on that 80%, or if you don't have a team, your 100%. Okay, so I want you to write that number down. That's the number that we're working with here, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna split these things into priorities and into categories. Okay, so the first priority, your number one priority when you sit down and you do your Beachbody stuff, is checking in with your challengers. That's the number one priority. Why is that number one priority? Because these are the people that have invested in you, invested in themselves, they've trusted in you. You've got to give them some time. And we've got to give them time every single day. So you've got to be checking in on your challengers every single day. Okay, so whether that's 10 minutes in the challenge group, that should be plenty of time to check in 10 minutes with your challenge group in the morning and at night, however you want to split that up. But here's the deal. I want to give you, I want to say 15% of your time every week should be spent with your challengers. So 15%. Got it? So now we take that weekly hours, or the 80%, take that number and times it by 0.15. So now this gives you, that gives me 1.72 hours. So I'm just going to say 2 hours per week spent in my challenge group. I mean, that's good. That's me posting in the challenge group. That's me engaging. That's me, keeping people accountable. 2 hours per week. So why I'm having you do this is because we're using percentages, because everybody has different amounts of time. So depending on the amount of time that you have total, that's how much you can give to your challengers. Now, I want you to go to your schedule. We're going to take 2 minutes, 3 minutes to go into your schedule and split up however much time you have total into every day. Because if you're running challenge groups, you've got to spend time every day in those challenge groups, right? You've got to spend time every single day. So now go and split that up and figure out where you're going to put that in your block. So it's priority number one. So if you're working on Monday from 3 in the afternoon to 5 in the afternoon, maybe you split it up into 20-minute blocks. You've got 20 minutes right there to do your challenge group. That's the first thing you do. But maybe you take that 20 minutes and you split it into 2 10-minute sessions, 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes at night. So I want you to go do that real quick. I'm going to give you 3 minutes to go fill in challenge groups in your Beachbody time. Go. No, there's no formula sheet. Sorry. And I don't have time to make one. So you're going to have to make one yourself. And if you make one, post it on the team page. Appreciate that. 3 minutes to put that in there, guys. Okay, guys, did we get that scheduled? Everybody's good with this? So challenge groups are scheduled. So the next thing on the priority list is posting. So I'm including posting in here because this is really important. If you're not posting, if you're not putting it out there what you're doing and showing that you're a product of the product and showing people that you're open for business and telling your story and sharing all that stuff, people aren't going to know what you're doing, right? So you've got to post. Posting's like priming the pump. Posting is people see what you're doing so that when you come to them and ask them to join you for a challenge group or you're talking with them, they already kind of know what you do. And it's not such a surprise when you invite them to the challenge group. I mean, posting is vital. It's the second priority. It's vital. That doesn't mean that that the other ones lose priority, but you've got to get the posting in. You've got to get the posting in. Now, here's the thing with posting. Here's the thing with posting. We spend way too much time on the posts. So here's my suggestion to you. This is a really good habit and system to get into. Find some time. I want you to set aside 1 hour right now, 1 hour dedicated to creating your post schedule for the week. So find time right now, time that works best for you to create your posting schedule for the week. Now, that means that you're going to take some time to write posts, especially like your stories, like your Transformation Tuesday and your Throwback Thursday. It means you're going to take time to create the pictures. But let's just say you want to post about your fitness in the morning. That one's easy. You just say, okay, Monday morning, fitness selfie, and maybe write a little bit so that you know what you're going to do. But for me, it's on Sundays where I'm kind of looking at what do I want to post for the week, and I'm making a plan. So take 1 minute to go get an hour on your calendar. This is probably like an added hour, sorry. An hour on your calendar to create your posts for the week. It might be an added hour, but it also might be you can kind of fit it in with your Beachbody time. So posting total, like out of your total hours, should take 10% of your time. So when I look at this person who has 14 hours a week, that's about 1 hour for posting. So planning posts, I'm thinking takes about an hour for the week. So that's kind of taking up all that time. So posting may just have to happen like here and there, like when you just have a second, right? Like when you're moving from workout to shower, when you get to work and you're waiting in the car to walk into work, you post really quick. You can absolutely repost and schedule on Hootsuite. So like for me, I save my posts and I go back and I reuse posts all the time. So get that hour in. And then calculate what is 10% of my time for posting. And if it's an hour, then the majority of your posting time is spent on creating the plan. Okay, and then you've got to kind of find little bits here and there to find where else you can post. Okay, and I know a lot of people say to post 4 times a day. I don't really know that that's realistic for most of us. So wherever you're at right now, if you post 3 times a week, make a goal to post once a day. If you post once a day, make a goal to post twice a day. So just wherever you're at, maybe just increase that just a little bit. And I want you to create that in your calendar as well. So you've created the posting plan time. Now I want you to go in and just block out 5 minutes, morning post, evening post, afternoon post, evening post, whatever, right? So go do that real quick, add that into your calendar. Okay, guys, so hopefully this is giving you some time to put this into practice and maybe even spurring some new ideas for you. Like, you know, when you kind of get in this thought process and you're like, oh, I could do this, it just kind of gets like some ideas flowing and kind of gets you thinking about all this stuff. So we're moving right along. We're actually doing really, really good. So I want to give you guys just a quick template on what to post, because I know probably a lot of you are not really sure what to post. So get out your piece of paper, and I'm just going to give you a quick, like, this is like a super easy template. It incorporates, you know, you being a product of the product and showing people what you're doing every single day. It's 2 posts a day. So here we go. Sunday. And I'm not going to repeat this. So here we go. Are we ready? Sunday. Post number 1 is about your meal prep. And guys, you're going to do this every single week, the same stuff every single week, because people need to see this every single week. They need to see that you're consistent in meal prepping every Sunday, because that's what you have to do to be healthy, especially when you have a job. You have to meal prep, okay? So Sunday, number 1 is meal prep. Sunday night, post number 2 is about coaching. Like, why do you love Beachbody coaching? And asking people to join your team. People are on social media on Sunday nights. They're dreading Mondays, and they want to know that there's something better out there, that there's hope for them to join a different community and to have a job and a career that they don't dread. So post about that on Sunday nights. Post about your vision. If you still have a job, post about your vision to wake up on Monday morning and to not have to go to that job, but to do your dream job. Those are your Sunday posts. Okay, Monday. Post number 1 is fitness selfie, sweaty selfie. Got my workout in today. Post number 2 is, you know, family, like just posting about your family, what you got going on this week, just about family. Because Mondays are traditionally not a very busy happening time with social media. So you want it to be like something where people are like, oh, her family's so great. I love her family. Like just posting about her family or your family to just get people interested. Okay. Tuesday, first post is fitness. You're going to post about your workout because you did your workout. For those of you that are not morning workouters, you're just going to have to switch those and make the fitness ones at night. And then Tuesday night is a transformation Tuesday. So sharing your story, having a transformation, whether that's a mental, you know, mindset transformation, a physical transformation, a what you eat transformation, you know, your pant size or dress size transformation. I mean, it can be anything. Like how many push-ups you can do transformation. It can be anything. Okay, Transformation Tuesday. Wednesday, in the morning, you post about your workout, your sweaty selfie. And then Wednesday night is another great night for posting about why you love coaching. So if you're not there yet where you're posting a lot about coaching, or you don't have many clients, so you're not really sure why you love coaching, you can post about the community. Like think of other creative ways about what you love about coaching. I think it's just really important to talk about the community and what we get so people can see what's out there. You know, I think that's a huge draw into what we do. Even if you're not really hardcore working the business, it's just such a great community for people. So we need to talk about that more. And we want more people to feel good. Wait, hold on. Okay, I heard dogs ripping toys, and I was like hoping that wasn't a bed. They're ripping a toy. They're playing tug of war. Okay, that could have been a disaster. But anyways, just talk about wherever you're at in your coaching journey, talk about what you love now. That's Wednesday night. Thursday night, since it's Thursday morning, since it's Thirsty Thursday, I want you to post about water and or nutrition. So like what you're eating. Thursday morning is a great time to post about what you're eating, water, just different things on what you learned about what you're eating, why you're eating better, how you feel because you're eating better, how you feel because you're drinking more water, anything like that. Thursday night is Throwback Thursday. So that can be anything. I mean, throwback, whatever. It can be something funny. It can be a family vacation. It can be really, a lot of times coaches use it as a chance to share their story. Like, here's where I was 4 years ago. Here's where I am today. It's kind of like a transformation. You can use it as that, but it's a throwback Thursday. Okay, Friday morning is a fitness post again, but a funny fit. I want you to make this funny. So it's a Friday funny, like get people to laugh. People are already in a good mood. So just, just play on that. Like get them laughing, get them going. They're already happy. So this is going to be an easy one. Maybe make fun of yourself. Like if you're doing country heat, like post a video of country heat, like make it funny. Maybe your dog is working out with you and you take a funny video, or I don't know, whatever. Make it funny on Friday morning. And then Friday night, talk about your family and plans for the weekend. And then Saturday, I just want you to post one time on Saturday, and I just want you to post about like family or what you're doing, or just something fun that you're doing for the weekend, or even if it's not fun, like even if you're just staying in to watch a movie, that's what I want you to post about on Saturday. Saturday is really light, really simple. So you can follow that game plan every single week, right? It's easy if you have that game plan. So when you look at your hour on Sunday nights to prepare yourself for your week, if you have this game plan, it's really not that hard. Like type this up and give yourself some things, or have it on your notes on your phone or in Google Drive, so you have some idea of what you want to post about, and you can copy and paste, and you can just like say, it's just super easy, right? It just makes it easier for you to follow if you've got this like outline and this structure for posting. Good? Cool? I think we're good. Okay. Here we go. So now we're going to move on to meeting new people. Yeah, Susie, Saturday, I love to do a self-love Saturday. I do that. I was doing that for a while. I haven't done that in a long time, but I love that. That's great. And it's a good way to show that you're taking time for yourself. So great idea. Okay, so here we go. So the next one is meeting new people. So meeting new people is going to be 15% of your time. So I want you to take your hours, and I want you to times it by 0.15. So in this case, for someone who is working 14 hours, but they also have a team, that's about 2 hours spent on meeting new people. So I want you to do your calculation, 15% of your time meeting new people. How many hours is that? And then I want you to go through and figure out when you're going to fit that in, like where in your Beachbody time you're going to fit that in. So here's the kicker here. Meeting new people does not have to be every day. I prefer to do my searching and finding new people one time a week. I like to do it all in a chunk because you kind of get in a role and in a vibe. Like when I'm on Instagram, I'm kind of just like going from account to account, and I see this account, and then I go to this account, and it takes me to that account. And then, oh my gosh, I saw this awesome hashtag, and then that leads me to 5 more people that I want to contact. So I kind of get in this like just roll, and I roll with it, and I find all these people. And as I'm finding them, I'm updating my contact list with people I want to contact, people I want to get to know. So I do that all in one chunk of time. But if that's not your jam, maybe you want to split it up into 3 chunks of time. Whatever it is for you that works for you. But this is just meeting new people. This isn't new combos. New combos is next. This is just searching and seeking people that you want to work with. This is a huge part of this business. This is huge. We've got to be recruiters. We've got to find people who need our help. So whether we're looking for coaches to join our team or people who need our help, that's who we're seeking out. We're out there. That's our job, is to find people who need someone like us in their life. Okay, so go add that to your calendar. You have 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Okay, guys. So we got meeting new people down. So what did you guys decide? Did you guys chunk it in one big chunk, or did you split it up? I'm curious as to what works. What do you think is going to work best for you? I'd love to hear what you guys decided. And then we'll move on. Brittany says one big chunk. Jalissa says one big chunk. Lisa, 2 1-hour time slots. Amanda split it into my weekends. Gwen, 1 chunk. Keelan, 1 chunk. Abby, 1 chunk. Elvira, 1 chunk. Okay, cool. Love it. Okay, so that was easy one. So now we move on to new conversations. So it's not just about meeting people, but we've got to send them a message. So whether you are finding people from your new followers, or you're looking at hashtags, or however you're finding people, those are the people that you get on your list as people I want to contact, people I need to start a new conversation with. So for those of you that are jumping on our 5-step invite process with Alexa and I next weekend, we're going to talk about how to get the conversation going about the invite. But of course, first, it's really important to form them and to just say, hey, how are you? Like, thanks for your support. Or, hey, what's up, girl? Like, I found you using this hashtag. I love what you put out there. Like, you know, you just say whatever. Like, are you also on your health and fitness journey? Or what are your health and fitness goals? Like, start that conversation going. Of course, I'm talking about, this is Instagram. You can also meet people, of course, on Facebook. Okay. But this is what I'm talking about with the new combos, is actually starting that combo. So you've got to put it out there. Like, you've got to send that conversation out there. So new combos are actually only 10% of your time, because new combos are easy. New combos are easy because you should have that conversation already done. It should just be a draft. You should have a hey girl message or a couple hey girl messages depending on how you meet them. Like, if they're a follower, you have a hey girl message. If there's someone who liked your picture, you have a hey girl message. If it's someone who you found using a particular message or hashtag, you have a particular message. So you have a few different hey girl messages. They're ready to go, and all you got to do is look at your new people to contact list, and you just start sending them. It should not take you long at all. So 10%, about 10% on that, 10%ish. So I want you to look at what 10% of your time is, and then I want you to chunk that out. Again, for me, I send new combos one day. I do it in one chunk. So I, you know, of course, maybe the day before or 2 days before, I'm out searching for people. And then maybe the next day or 2 days later, I'm sending that person a message to get to know them. Okay, so go chunk that out into your Beachbody time, and see how that looks with starting new conversations. Go. Real quick, guys, I also want you to take 5 minutes to create your Hey Girl messages if you don't already have them. So create your conversations or create your new combos. So I want you to have 2 to 3 new combos that are going to be ready to send. So let's take the time, because we've got the time right now. I want you to take the time to create those right now. Okay, I'm going to give you 5 extra minutes. And Courtney, to answer your question, Courtney asks, do you usually keep the same content between Facebook and IG, or do you think it's smart to have a Facebook plan separate, especially since you can easily schedule everything out in Facebook? And honestly, I think that just depends on you. Like if I think I definitely do things just a little bit different, but I certainly repurpose the same content, maybe just different pictures, because certain things I think do better on Facebook than they do on Instagram. So I don't really have a super clear answer for you, but if you don't have a lot of time, I would just do the same, because then you just can do it and you can share between the two. You know what I mean? So it just really depends on what you want and how much time you have. So. Okay, so go ahead, guys, and continue to add the new convo time to your schedule, and then create those Hey Girls. We're going to meet up in 4 minutes. All right, so I think we got that going. Olivia, thank you so much for sharing. I'll just share for those of you watching the recording that can't see the chat box. Olivia says, for my followers with private Instagram or their account doesn't look like it is a fitness Instagram, I say, hey there, thank you for following my journey. Are you on your own fitness journey? If they're on a health journey, if they are on a health journey, I say, hey there, thank you for following my journey. How is your journey going? So something like that. You can also ask, what are your health and fitness goals? Anything like that. Like, you can start the conversation about anything. You can even look at if they're a mom, and just say, hey, I love your kids. Like, how old are they? Mine are this old. And you just can relate to that, with them on that. And I think it's really good too to just always include that health and fitness somewhere in there. Like, thanks for liking my picture on my sweaty selfie. Do you work out? Things like that. Cool? Awesome. Okay, guys, we are like getting there. Like, we're actually moving faster than I thought. So I must be in speed mode tonight. So hopefully you guys are grateful for that. Maybe we can get you out in just 2 hours tonight. So we've got 2 more things to talk about. So 2 more things as part of your Beachbody system. So inviting. So inviting is super, super important. Obviously, you guys know that. Hold on, let me just make sure my percentages all add up to 100. Let's see, 30, 40. Okay, they do. Whew. Okay, so inviting is 20% of your time. So 20% of your time is inviting. Now, again, next weekend, Alexa and I will be doing a 5-step invite process, creating your drafts for the 5-step invite process. You guys, this is freaking gold. Like, once you have the drafts for your invite process set up, you can do your invites. You can do so many invites in 20% of your time. So now I want you to go. Invites should really be a couple times a week. I do invites and follow-ups, or invites and check-ins twice a week. So I do that twice a week because I want to keep getting it out there. And it's either to the coaching opportunity or to my challenge group. Okay, and a lot of times, I'm getting better at this. I always have something available for them to plug into, whether it's a coaching event, it's one of my recorded webinars, or it's a challenge group that's coming up. So I'm always inviting them to something that's coming up, or maybe it's a free group that I have coming up, or a 7-day Shakeology group that's only $40 or $50. Whatever I have coming up, I'm always inviting them to something. So I'm trying to invite. I do it about twice a week, but it's really up to you how you want to chunk it out. So take 20% of your time, and I want you to go and put it in your calendar. Okay, we'll meet back up in 3 minutes. Okay, guys, are we getting that in? We getting the inviting in? I posted the link over in the chat for those of you that are interested in joining Alexa and I for our 5-step invite process next Saturday morning. And just to let you know, that is Saturday morning. When is that? 9 a.m. Eastern next Saturday morning. Okay. So the last thing that we have 30% left. We have 30% left. And this is the last priority, but it's where we spend the most amount of our time. And the reason why it's the last priority is because if you're not doing any of these other things above it, then this isn't going to get done. So the reason why I'm giving you these in priority order is because as you're filling in your Beachbody time, you know, they take precedence. So you're doing these things first, right? So actually, I take that back. We're gonna I take that back. We've got one more thing after this. Okay. So we've got one more thing after this. Okay, so this one is called check-ins, and this is 20% of your time. So it's same as invites, but check-ins doesn't just, it's kind of like follow-up. So it's following up with somebody on the invite or just on the new conversation that you started. So check-ins can mean like sending them a message, checking in on them, like saying, hey, I haven't heard from you in a while, or hey, you know, did you see my invite? Have you had a chance to think about it? I know you're busy. Or maybe a check-in is commenting on one of their pictures and just checking in with them, showing them that you support them. A check-in can be a lot of different things, but I want you to spend 20% of your time checking in with people. Yep, we have 10%. We have 10% missing. I have 10% for the last one. So checking in is going to be 20% of your time. So now I want you to go, and I really truly think that check-ins, because check-ins aren't just checking in when you send the invite, but checking in is like kind of like continuing the conversation and continuing to form somebody and get to know somebody. Like a check-in is for anybody you've ever sent a message to. So check-ins for me are really on a daily basis, like checking in with all the people on my contact list. So for those of you that stay organized with your contact list, every time you're doing any of this stuff, you're updating your contact list. So update your contact list, right? Update your contact list when you're meeting people, when you're starting new conversations, when you're doing invites, and when you're checking in. But when you go to do your power hour, when you go to look at your check-ins, you organize your list and you say, who am I supposed to follow up with today? Okay, and it could be anyone from you just started a conversation with them 2 days ago, or someone you've been talking to for 2 months, or someone that's continued to say not right now for the last 5 months, right? So you're continuing to have people that you check in with really on a daily basis. So during your check-in time, you're filtering your contact list and you're saying, who's up to bat for me to check in on them? What's the follow-up date? Okay, so that's what I mean when I say check-ins, okay? So now I want you to go and fill in check-ins. My recommendation for you is to do this at least 4 to 5 times per week. 20% of your time, go. Let's do 6 minutes on this one. Okay, guys. So we've got our check-ins scheduled. I turn on my light because it's getting dark here. Isn't it crazy how, like, when the days start getting shorter, they start getting shorter really fast? Although the sun's still out, I guess it was just kind of maybe cloudy out. Anyways, so we've got one more thing left. So we've got 10% left of our time. So far, we've hit 90%. So this last thing is answering your messages. So this is one thing that I'm really, really strict about always, like no matter what, is that I will never answer my messages unless I send out my messages for that day. So if for that day I need to start new conversations, if I need to do invites, or if I need to do check-ins, I'm always doing that before I answer my messages. And here's why. Because if something happens and something comes up and I've got to cut my time short or whatever, I at least want to make sure that I'm always sending messages out, because if I'm always sending messages out, I'm always getting messages back. And yes, I know we really need to answer our messages. That's super, super important. Yes, I totally agree. But people can wait. You really got to send the messages out first. Okay. That's a huge, huge mistake that I see a lot of coaches do, because it's so exciting to get messages in your inbox and people are ready to go and ready to move, but you've got to be willing to do the work before you get to answer the messages. Okay. And whenever I answer my messages, my contact list is up. Whenever I'm doing any of these activities, you guys, my contact list is up. I'm in a space where I can focus and I'm working. Like, my contact list is on my computer. I'm on my phone. I'm sending messages, I'm answering messages, I'm using my drafts, but I'm updating my contact list. I'm updating my streak. For those of you that were on the streak call, the Team Triceps streak tutorial, you understand how incredible streak is. And that's what I use. And that's what's always up when I'm doing these activities. Same goes for answering messages, because if I'm sending somebody an invite and they're curious about it and they want to learn more, so I start asking them questions. Let's say I'm in the interview part, and then they answer me, I definitely want to answer them back, and I want to keep asking them questions, because in the interview part, the step 2 of the 5-step process, we've got to ask at least 5 questions before we move on to step 3. So you definitely have to answer your messages. That's 10%. Now, is that enough? Probably not. So you just got to kind of see how all this works. But I want you to schedule some time. 10% of your total time should be spent answering messages. And I want you to schedule that daily, at least 5 days a week. Now, here's the deal. When you're going to do check-ins, a lot of times, like, let's say I message Alexa yesterday, like I sent her a new combo, and I say to check in with her tomorrow or in 2 days. So let's say 2 days from now, it pops up on my check-ins and I go check in with Alexa. Well, there's a message waiting for me. Awesome. I'm kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone. I'm answering the message, and I'm following my check-in list, my follow-up list, right? So that kind of takes care of that. So sometimes your new messages that are waiting for you are taken care of when you're on your follow-up list and checking in with all these people, right? Makes sense? So so you're kind of, that's why the messages is only 10%. So now here's the deal, guys. This is all flexible. So you've got to be flexible with this. You've got to test it out. You've got to see what works for you and how this system can kind of roll. So you've just got to be willing to be up for it and change it. So I want you to go and schedule 10% of your time answering messages, and I want you to stick to that. So put that in your Beachbody time. This is the last chunk of time that you have left. Fill that in, and this really should be daily, answering your messages. Go. I'm going to give you 5 to 6 minutes to do this, because you may have to rework a few things. Okay, go ahead. So Amanda just commented and said that she probably won't have time to do messages every day and that she has to do chunks on Friday. So, and that she kind of does messages during free time. Well, here's the one thing with messages during free time is that you're not updating your contact list because you're doing it whenever you have a second. And I just don't think that's a good use of time. I think when you're answering messages, you need to be organized with it. And when you do it whenever you feel like it, whenever you have a second, your contact list isn't there. Like, let's just be real honest. You're just not going to update your contact list. And I don't suggest that. So if you cannot somehow fit in answering messages every single day, you've got to rework it, because answering messages, you can't just do messages on Fridays. You have to answer messages every day. What if somebody's ready to buy a challenge pack on Monday and you don't get to them until Friday? They're going to go somewhere else to buy it, or they're going to change their mind. So you've got to find a way to find time to answer your messages. If you're going to be sending out, if you're dedicated to sending out messages, you've got to rework some of this other stuff to have messages every single day. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys 3 to 4 more minutes to rework to make sure you're fitting messages in every day, because I think that's really, really, really super important. And if you've got to add a little bit more time to messages and take away from something else, that's okay. Just make it work, okay? Because answering messages every day is really super important. So let's do 4 more minutes. Okay, guys, so are we good? Do we have all of those things set? Do you guys feel like you have a plan? I know a lot of you have been kind of dropping off, and that's okay. I think I've lost about 20 of you. But for those of you that stuck it out, do you feel like you have a good plan? Do you feel like this is doable? Like, do you feel like this is something that you can implement, that you can like implement and stick with? Does this feel like a good plan? Or does this feel slightly overwhelming? Like, I want to know, truly, how does this feel? Amanda says yes. Amber says yes. Courtney, absolutely. Heck yes, so helpful. Awesome, you guys, good. So again, it's, you've got the plan, but now you have to do. And just remember, you guys, just remember, Pearl, you've got to get down. Just remember that you have to be flexible, and that it's not going to go exactly as planned. It's not going to go exactly as planned, but you've got to be flexible, and you just got to be willing to work with it. Okay? Good. A little overwhelming, but doable. You know, and I think that that's the thing. You've just got to be willing to try it. Give it a chance. Like, do this for a month and take notes and see what's working. You know, I do like a schedule for myself on a monthly basis because of like how my month looks. Like, I kind of rework my schedule every month, and I create to-dos for every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Like, I have different things that I do every day of the week, and I create that, and I create my schedule for the month. And then, because every month's a little different, and then I rework it for the next month. The next month may be the same because maybe it's working for me. Maybe my month is the same, but I really am open to changing and flexing and doing all this stuff. Okay. I just want to give you guys some quick extras, because gosh, we went so fast. You guys did so good. We went so fast. So I'm first of all going to let you go an hour early, which is amazing. But while we have 15 minutes left, I'm just going to talk about a few other things that I love for you to add to your calendar, that I add to my calendar, that I add to my daily stuff that helps me so much. This is like your organization time. So many of us struggle with organization and systems like this, but I will tell you that it is not a God-given talent. It is a skill, and you have to work at it, and you have to create the habit for it. So number one, this thing right here, this good old thing. How many pictures and videos do you have on your phone? You definitely don't want to know how many I have on my phone, but here's what I do. Every single Thursday, I take the time, I take like 20 minutes to just go through my iPhone, and I just kind of clean it up, especially the pictures. So I'm deleting and going through. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm going to tackle and clean up my whole iPhone in one time, but if I do it every Thursday for 20 to 30 minutes, eventually I'm going to have a better grip on my phone and being organized. Okay, so do that every Thursday. So maybe you can throw that somewhere in your calendar outside of your Beachbody time, just to give you a little bit more sanity and save you space. It's the worst when you're at an event like Summit and you're trying to record something or take pictures and you get the error that you have no memory. I do the same thing for my desktop. So I don't know if you guys are screenshot junkies, but I like to take screenshots, and my desktop just gets filled with screenshots. So every Thursday I go in and I clean that up, and I'm to the point now where it's clean. So every Thursday it's just like literally like 10 to 20 pictures, and I know which ones I'm saving, and I know which ones I already used and put in graphics that I can just get rid of. So I do that every week. That one is under control, much more under control than my iPhone. I also go in and I clean up my Google Drive. So Google Drive is my life. I have everything on my Google Drive. So there are a lot of things that I need to go through and organize. I have tons of pictures. So my pictures are uploaded to Google Drive. So that's one thing that I'm always trying to save my pictures and organize them, put them in folders. So I spend 30 minutes to an hour organizing my Google Drive every Thursday. Okay, on Thursday, I also do bills, budget, my QuickBooks, taxes if I need to look at taxes, talk with my CPA. My Thursdays are kind of like my admin day, just kind of getting myself organized, okay? Also, so these are just some ideas that you can kind of add in and throw in. Also, I do every single day, it's on my list, on my to-do list, to clean my email. How many emails do you have in your inbox right now? Go check and tell me. I want to know how many emails you have. I have 136. That's not bad. A lot of them are just kind of sitting in there. Only 36 are unread though, so that's not bad. Evelyn has 861, Jeannie has 709, Shannon 429, Jalissa 228. Yeah, you guys aren't bad. I mean, I've seen it a lot worse. I remember a time when I had thousands. Oh, there we go. Abby's got 20,000. Yeah, there we go. Alicia's got 1,700. Yeah. Okay, so here's the deal. Every single day I go into my email and clean it, because if I didn't, it would turn into that. How good does it feel when your email is clean? So here's what I do. Every single day I take 10 to 15 minutes every single day to clean my inbox. I don't do it every day, but I definitely do it every other day. It's on my list every day. It's on my calendar and my to-dos every single day, because it's important to me. I'm not missing emails. I'm checking through things. I'm sorting them and putting them in folders. Like how many of you registered for Summit and then you didn't save that email and put it into a folder, and now, when you go to look for your registration for Summit, you're not going to be able to find it, right? So it's just simple things like that, like just things that you just need to save and categorize and put into, whatever, right? So every single day I'm cleaning my email and moving things around, deleting emails that I don't need. I'm going into my promotions email. I'm deleting all that stuff. I'm just cleaning it out. It's 10 minutes a day. It's just a habit that I've created. So maybe that's something that you can also add to your calendar as well. Okay, so and again, just like with your iPhone, you're not going to clean your inbox in one day, nor do I think you should try, because I think that you have better things to do. But I think that you should chip away at it 10 minutes every day. Chip away, chip away, chip away. Okay? So the other thing that you could do is, if you're feeling disorganized with your house and whatever is, or if you have junk drawers or junk closets or whatever, if your office is a mess, maybe on the weekends, like 2 hours every weekend, you can dedicate to organizing one little part of your house. Like, okay, this weekend I'm going to organize my junk drawer. Okay, this weekend I'm gonna fold and organize my linen closet. Okay, this weekend I'm gonna organize my coat closet. Like all that stuff just gets out of control. So it's just about like having on the schedule, like, okay, every weekend I'm gonna organize one little thing. Maybe it's only an hour that you spend on it, but that makes it so much better. Cool. Amber says she used unenroll me, but I've lost so many Beachbody emails. Yeah, Amber, I did the same thing, and I had to stop unenroll me because you have to actually go into the daily unenroll me emails and see them, and I didn't do that. Yeah, exactly. I've had to go and put them back in my inbox. Yep. You guys, thank you so much for spending 2 hours with me. I'm really, really proud of you. I'm busy, and I know you're busy. I know there are so many things going on. Kids are going back to school. You're on a high still from Summit. Like, you're working really hard. It's Team Cup. You've got, you're going back to school if you're a teacher. Like, there's just a million things going on. But stick to your schedule. Do this. Try it out. Know that these things are in priority. Know that the time that you're putting in, that you're investing in these systems, are going to pay off. You guys, this is an incredible system, and I really truly think that it's going to help you so much. Okay, so here's what I need you to do. I need you to post in Team Triceps, and I need you to just give your feedback for this workshop, because I like to collect those and I like to save them for just testimonials if I'm doing these workshops again. So please post in Team Triceps, and that also helps other people see how important it is to do it. And let your team know, or let your success partners know, or your upline, or anybody know that this is going to be available until Sunday night. So they have all weekend to do it. They have all weekend to get this done and to just do it. Like, we're all busy. we're all busy. I'm super busy too, but it feels good to do it, right? It's like, it's done, and we only did it in 2 hours. That's like a total happy dance. You guys are amazing. Thank you for being here. I love you guys. Have an awesome, awesome weekend. If you are attending Meredith's event, her event starts in 8 minutes. She's doing a live webinar on what is coaching. So if you're interested in that, you can jump on that. I'm also going to be doing one on Sunday, I think. No, Tuesday. I'm doing one on Tuesday. And Alexa's doing one next Thursday. You'll see all that in the team page. Anyways, get that schedule implemented. Do it. Stick to it. Don't wait till Monday. Start it tomorrow. You guys are awesome. Have a great night. We'll see you guys soon. Bye, guys.